it's Chrissy O from Chrissy O's Clucky Chronicles, and on this very extremely chilly morning, I'm in the barn having a conversation with Ricky. It's not really going so well. It's more, well, it's a one-sided conversation. I'm basically talking to myself, y'all. Anyway, it's chilly today. We got a lot of stuff we got to do. We're going to add some more bedding. We got some more things that we got to do because it's going to get in the 30s and 40s at night. And I know you guys have plenty of feathers, Ricky, but I still don't want you guys to give me or lay me any type of egg popsicles. Alright. Does that sound good to you? We're just going to add some extra bedding in today. We're going to make sure everybody's feetsies is good. I'm going to put some Vaseline on some wattles, some combs to keep them from freezing. Yeah, you can do that. You can also put Vaseline on their legs, which I intend to do a little bit later on. So join me if you will. Thank y'all for this Clucky adventure. Alright, Ricky. Let's go get some stuff. As you can see, the weather's getting colder. It's getting down to 38 at night, and it's probably going to drop even colder than that as the weeks move on and we move from this end of this fall into our winter season. This is Tam. Tam's mama is Ludi Bell. Her daddy is obviously a Rhode Island Red, so she's cross mixed between Astrolop and a Rhode Island Red. Now, I know I've talked about this before, but these babies have little red wattles that hang down here. This is the shortest girl ever. And then Tam on top of her noggin has this really beautiful red comb that she doesn't like for me to mess with at times. Now, one of the things that I like to do to prevent them from having any type of freezer burn issue during the day when it drops down to freezing temperatures or even at night, I will do one of two things. I will use some coconut oil, which you can use on their wattles and their comb. If I don't have Vaseline, just regular petroleum jelly Vaseline. Now, petroleum jelly does the same thing with their combs and wattles as it does with our skin, and it is a protectant. So in order to keep them from freezing and drying out and having all kinds of issues, I'll use petroleum jelly. If I don't have that, I'll use coconut oil, which you can. The coconut oil that's the consistency of jelly, not the liquid kind, the solidified kind. Also, if you have chickens that have scaly leg mites and you're dealing with that, you can also use petroleum jelly on their legs to help prevent scaly leg mites. She doesn't like for me to mess with her feet. I think she's ticklish. She's growling at me right now. So let's do a little bit of Vaseline on the combs and the wattles. We'll massage that in, then we'll do her feet, then we'll move on through the next one. So yes, honey, I see you. So I just get a little bit in my glove, just a little bit in my glove. Put it in between my fingers, just like that. And I go up under her little wattles here, and I massage her little wattles. Sometimes she likes it, sometimes she don't. But I massage her pretty good, and then I put it on the top of her little comb. I try not to get it into her face or her eyes or her beak. And that's all I do, is massage it in there, work it in there, and it looks really nice. The rest of it, I take it like this. This is the part she doesn't like, is I put it on her legs. I know! Her don't like it! And I go all the way down on her toes, in between her toes, and I make sure she gets a good coating of Vaseline on her feet and on her legs. And he will let her dry for a little bit. Once she dries for a little bit and it's not as sticky, we put her down. She goes on about her business. So there you go. Now we're going to move on to the next ones. You did a good job, Tam. You really did. conversations with y'all. I really do. You're the best ducky girls in the world. Yes, I'm going to bring you some mealworms. We did, believe it or not, wash the pool this morning. We power washed it. We cleaned the inside of it. And in a matter of like 4 hours, you made it muddy and nasty, messy again. We've got to fill your water feeders back up. Your big tub back there was also washed and clean. Y'all are some nasty little babies. Yes, you are. You're very nasty babies. You're so muddy. Oh my goodness. You're such muddy babies. I mean, I love you, but you're nasty, muddy mess. The boy's here behind me. Yes, he's going to change out your water feeders. Oh, look at the mud. Ugh. I don't even know what you're digging for. I give y'all everything you need. Grubs, worms, minnows, feed, garden peas, lettuce, blueberries, watermelon, pumpkin. You get everything. You're spoiled fluff babies. Ugh, nasty babies. But I love you. I don't love you, Lynn, but I love you girls. Did y'all enjoy getting slathered and lathered with petroleum jelly Vaseline on your feet and your wattles? Did you enjoy that? I don't think you did. But y'all look fabulous. Charlie and Charlie's Angels. Y'all are absolutely fantabulous. I love doing updates on y'all. We have Swirly Temple, Kate, Lizzie, Tammy in the back, Kenzie, and Charlie. These are Charlie's Angels. They really love Charlie a lot. Well, Tammy actually. I think Tammy and Charlie might have eloped or something and got married because that's the vibe I'm getting. Tammy, did you secretly get married to Charlie behind my back? Well, I mean, you're old enough. You really don't need a signature or anything. Well, I hope it was a lovely chicken wedding. I'm sorry I didn't get invited. But if you eloped, it is what it is. All right, y'all. Let's go check on the other roos and see how they enjoyed it. So these ill-tempered boys absolutely hated getting their legs Vaselined up and their wattles and combs. But God, look how pretty and shiny y'all are. Even if you are like angry roos. I wish you had better like roo DNA, then I could give you more snuggles, but I really don't want to get my face bit off. And that's the reason why, because your daddy up there is a complete villain. He is a villain. Like a DC Comics villain. Like the worst of the worst chicken villains. It's your daddy, Carolyn, right up there. So I'm sorry, Denise and Heather. You guys really didn't stand a chance. You really didn't. I am so sorry about that, guys. Now, I hear you now. Let me talk about you a little bit. Now, there's some, you know, misconceptions and things about combs and wattles and stuff, but they actually do serve a purpose for chickens. Comb, they use it for part of their temperature regulation along with their feet, you know. The comb's filled with blood vessels and it helps them regulate their temperature just like their feet does. So there are some positives and there are some things that, you know, goes along with chickens. So also when you're looking at a roo and you're looking at how bright that comb is and how long those wattles are, that basically, that rooster's telling my girls, hey, look at me. I got a big, tall, red comb, and I've got these long, hangy down wattles over here. Dude, this is a family channel. Please control yourself. We don't need to see all that. So Nana Roo, as we know, has deformed feet since he was a baby, and we have to be very careful with him. So when I'm applying this, I'm very careful. He does not have bumblefoot. He has, I forgot the type of disorder that he has, but he was born like that. He's my very special needs Roo, and I do take care of him. I did hand raise him, I know. And it hurts sometimes for his feet, and sometimes I have to wrap his toes in a special type of tape, like bandages, because sometimes he can cause himself to get more calluses and more sores on him than we like. So sometimes we do have to bandage his little toes. His little toes are kind of sad looking, but the only thing he cannot do is perch. He's actually got a couple of crooked toe babies out here. So you've been doing some jiggling, boy. You've been doing some jiggling. He doesn't like this part. He doesn't like my gloves at all. So I just try to be real careful with him. Who's a good baby? Who's a good boy? And I just try to hold his comb, put a little bit of it on his little comb. Be real careful, because even though he's hand raised, when he's upset he can still bite, and I don't want to do that. And I massage his wattles and get all this little stuff right here on his little wattles. And again, it's just a thin little layer because we love him. That's it. That's how you do it. Let's move on to something else other than greasy chickens. We got this. We're going to fill your bucket up with some lovely... Okay, girls. Let it go in the bucket. They're so wild. We fill up their little bucket. That way that they kind of eat what they want to eat instead of pouring it out here on the ground. And that way this lasts them for a right good while. And they enjoy their little scratch grain. So that's nice. Alright, fluff butts, enjoy. Next little pen, moving on. Well, that's it as far as greasing up the chickens and putting protective coating on their little combs and wattles, and a little bit of prevention on their little legs. It prevents, you know, and helps keep away scaly leg mites. I didn't see any on mine, but I still like to do a good coating just to be on the safe side. Plus it also helps protect their little feet. And you know, eastern North Carolina and North Carolina in general can get pretty gnarly as far as winter weather, and the colder it gets at night into the 30s and the teens. I want to make sure that they're really good as far as having what they need so that they don't get any kind of freezer burn, frostbite, that kind of stuff. The majority of them, they hated it. They didn't enjoy it at all. Now, right, Nana Roo, y'all didn't enjoy this at all, not one bit. But I mean, necessary things must be necessary, and I like to take precautions and do things to help my flock and help my babies out. Ducks is different. I don't need to do it with ducks because ducks are completely different birds. They're waterfowl. A lot of times they sleep on the pool, or they'll sleep on the pond, or they'll sleep on a lake, and they're pretty good about keeping themselves good and washed and clean, so I don't have to worry about scaly leg mites with mine so much. Every flock is different though. You do you, boo. Thanks for watching and subscribing. I heart y'all great big. Don't forget to check out the website. Monthly newsletters on ChrissioShow.com. Monthly. There you go. Also, we've got recipes on the website and free coloring pages and free easy readers for the little ones. So, there you go. This was fun. I think I enjoyed it. Maybe a little bit. Bye.